Don't react, just cut them off silently. You know what is the hardest thing to do in life? The hardest thing to do in life is not to react to someone who mistreats us, who diminishes our worth, who does not understand us and tries to put us down. This urge to react is very intense. We want to react immediately, impulsively. We want to react because we want to set out our record straight. We even want to lash out. But the truth is that your power is not in reaction. Your power is in silence. You choose to cut out someone silently. You are not ignoring what happened. You are just reclaiming your energy. You are saying that you see what's happening, but you refuse to engage. You are setting a boundary. You are saying that I am not available for this kind of treatment. And that is one of the most powerful and most good things that you can do to yourself. Why? Because reacting makes you keep stuck in someone's story. It keeps you in the cycle of drama, conflict, and you tend to get hurt. Because when you react to someone, you are giving the power to the other person to get over your emotions, to control your emotions, and they overpower your mental peace. But when you choose to stay silent, you just walk away from that scenario, from all that drama and conflict. When you're not getting engaged, you are sending a message that I do not want to be a part of this argument. This argument is not worth my time or my mental peace. So before you get into an argument, you need to choose that what is worth your time and your energy. Getting into the conflict, is this argument or the conflict even worth my time and energy? Now, when I say that stay silent and just go out of that situation or drama and do not get into conflict if it's not worth it, what do I mean by staying silent? Staying silent does not mean that you become cold or you become heartless. Just about understanding the situation and your relationship, that now here in a given situation or scenario, any kind of argument or conflict is not going to resolve anything, or there is no growth or well-being in this relationship. It's just about realizing that some people in your life are not to uplift you. They are just to drain your energy, just to pull you down. And once you realize that, it is your responsibility to protect your inner peace, your mental peace. It does not mean that we should shy away from any conversations or do not have any hard arguments. It is also very important that in a relationship you open up yourself, get into a discussion, explain yourself, or listen to the other person as well. But at the same time, the moment you start feeling that you are getting mistreated or disrespect, that time you must take a step back and be silent. There is no need to react on the same. Please understand one thing, that there is a difference between engaging in a conversation or getting drained or pulled out in an argument. If you're constantly being drawn to a negativity, negative toxic interactions, when someone consistently crosses your boundaries or diminishes your sense of self-worth, your silence speaks volumes. It simply means that I see what you are doing, but I'm not going to give you any reaction on that. I am not giving an access to my peace. Silence is powerful because it creates a space for healing, for reflection, and space for growth. So when you stop reacting, you stop feeding the negativity, no longer adding fuel to the fire. Instead, you start refocusing your energy on something that is worth it, something that is more constructive in nature, something that brings in the mental peace. So you start focusing on your well-being, on your joy, on your goals. Cutting someone off or staying silent sometimes also helps you maintain your dignity. And reacting sometimes can pull us down to a level where we kind of react to something where we don't feel proud of later and we regret about it. Choose to walk away from the negativity. It helps you maintain your dignity and your mental peace as well. Remind yourself that your value, that your worth isn't up for the debate. And it is definitely not defined by someone else's behavior. Here is the thing, that silence is a boundary. It helps you to not justify or explain your decisions, explain what you have done. Don't owe anyone any kind of an explanation. You don't owe anyone any kind of reaction that they are attempting to disrupt your peace. When you choose silence, you are making a statement about your worth. You are defining your value and your worth. So next time when you have that intense feeling or the urge to react to something, just hold on to yourself and take a deep breath. And remind yourself that your energy is precious. You don't have to engage in every battle that comes your way. Sometimes the strongest thing that you can do is just to walk away silently. Knowing that you have chosen yourself and that your power lies in silence. Silence can be one of the most powerful tools that you can possess. And very often we underestimate its value. When someone mistreats you, disrespects you, tries to cross their boundary or tries to provoke you, there is this intense inner urge to react immediately, to give them a reaction. This urge is to react immediately, to defend yourself, to give them an explanation or even to retaliate. But the moment you react, you are giving your power to the other person. It places you in a cycle of drama, and it gives them the feeling and the power that how they can control you, that how do you have to behave. In contrast, silence gives you the power to reclaim your energy by choosing not to react. Sending a message that your peace of mind is non-negotiable. You refuse to get drawn into any kind of a conflict or any kind of emotional turmoil that is not worth your energy and your mental peace. In many ways, silence is a form of a self-regulation. Instead of being emotionally reactive, you choose to remain centered and choose to preserve your energy and your emotional space. Silence is not passive, it is intentional. It does not mean that you are ignoring a disrespect. If somebody is disrespecting you, are simply ignoring that. It does not mean that. Rather, you just choose your battles wisely. Where do I have to react? Where I do not have to react? Where I do have to keep silent altogether? You choose that not every scenario, not every situation demands your response. And not every person has an access to your emotional energy. Staying silent when you're not engaging in any kind of argument or conflict, you're simply sending a message saying that I'm not up for a debate. This whole scenario is not worth my energy and my mental peace at all, and I will not allow anyone to dictate my emotional state. Silence can also make a room for introspection. It makes a room for insight, makes a room for clarity and thoughtfulness. So when you're not reacting impulsively, you have got time to think about your own emotions, about your own thoughts, and you are able to process and regulate your emotions in much better way. So you start understanding a situation from a much calmer perspective. It really helps you to take a control over your life. Choosing silence is ultimately choosing the power over your life, or over your emotions and your decisions. You get to decide that where my energy goes and where I have to drain my energy altogether. I say that do not react or stay silent. It is not that you are not getting into any kind of discussion. That shut them down completely from a communication and stop conversing altogether. No, it is not about being harsh or about being cold. It's only about understanding then when a particular relationship has become negative, it's toxic and it is draining out your energy. In that kind of scenario, it is important to stay silent. Not saying that you should never engage in any kind of communication and stop altogether. Just shut down all the kind of communication, because it is not going to groom your relationship that ways. We choose to react, and when we are reacting, the only urge, the only feeling is that maybe if I answer, if I explain myself, maybe things will get better in my relationship. But when somebody is continuously crossing their boundaries, when they're continuously mistreating you or disrespecting you, that time it is important to step back, and because it can become incredibly difficult to explain yourself all the time in this kind of negative and toxic relationship. So my only suggestion to you is that choose your battles wisely. You do not have to fight every battle that comes your way. You need to decide which battles you need to fight for and which are not worth your time and your mental peace. And if you liked my video, please like, share and subscribe.